Hi, grade 11. This is Unit 1, Literacy Foundations, Lesson 5, Writing Summary. So the objective for today's lesson is how do we write a summary? A good summary is when you condense the essential information in a text. A good quality summary is brief, complete, and accurate. So your objective is to present the ideas of the author faithfully and fairly, even if you find that you disagree with them. This stuff on the right here is a description of the academic register. So the way that you want to be writing these texts is with your academic student voice. So impersonal and objective tone. Your voice should be formal and clear, and you want it to sound competent, not hesitant. Diction, you want to use specific word choices. You're going to use declarative sentences and complex sentence structures. You want to pay careful attention to matters of correctness. You don't want to use I or contractions. That's part of how we create a formal voice. And then this is a matter of correctness. You want to make sure that if you use a quotation, it's embedded in your own writing. So the article says, comma, open quotation marks. Then you have the quote, period, and quotation marks. Rather than just having a quotation floating in space. Here's an example. The article, The Cape and the Masks, explains the surreal ways bullfighting in Spain has changed since it reopened in a COVID-19 context. The article describes sparse crowds, moments of silence for Spain's pandemic victims, and traditions that are no longer allowed because of health precautions. These details suggest that bullfighting has returned without the extravagant and ecstatic atmosphere it was once known for. The article adds that the popularity of this cultural tradition has been decreasing, and leaves the reader to wonder if the sport will be finished before the pandemic is even over. So if you did the last lesson, which you should have, you'll see this summary is taken kind of directly from those guiding questions and the way that they were answered. So I would use lesson 4 and lesson 5 in conjunction as you practice this. If we break down the structure of it, this summary paragraph follows a point, proof, explain structure. So the topic sentence, or like what we would usually think of as the point, the purpose of the first sentence is to state the controlling idea in your own words. The article, The Cap and the Masks, explains the surreal ways bullfighting in Spain has changed since it reopened in a COVID-19 context. So there we want to be as brief as possible. Your proof, part of your point, proof, explain paragraph, or support, your job here is to describe the most important ideas and details from the text that support the controlling idea. If you like, you can use a quotation. In this example, it's a list of details. You could also do a combination of those two. Aim for 2 to 3 sentences here. And then it's always hard to wrap up paragraphs, especially summary paragraphs. But you can see, like you could feasibly still have a good summary article if you ended this one here. The details suggest that bullfighting has returned without the extravagant and ecstatic atmosphere it was once known for. So this sentence, it feels a bit like a conclusion sentence because it's reiterating the controlling idea. It's restating the controlling idea with different wording. But we want to get into the habit of adding a little bit of analytical thinking in high school, a little bit of sophistication. So think of it that you want to end with a little bit of a comment or an explanation about the author's purpose or the effect that the text has on the reader. Okay, another way of thinking about this formula is, these are the 3 parts. The first part is to answer this question. What is the controlling idea of the text? So make sure that you're talking about the subject, the main idea, the author's purpose as the first bit. The second part is to answer the question, what are the key ideas and details that develop or strengthen the controlling idea? And then to wrap it up, what is the audience supposed to think or understand or feel or see? And what is the author's purpose? Or what is the author's purpose? So if we circle back to look at our outcomes again, a lot of this, it's not really about the structure of the summary that we care about. What we care about are these skills. Can you state the controlling idea of the text in your own words? Can you identify and describe the supporting ideas and details and how they strengthen the controlling idea? And then describing the author's purpose. If you follow the steps that we did for the summary, then you're showing that you can do all of these skills. So today's activity is to practice writing a summary and to practice the peer review process. So you're going to write a summary of one of the other articles, so either the TikTok or the Rappers Posthumous Albums article. You're going to sign into this new website called EduFlow. It's like PeerGrade, but now PeerGrade costs money, and this is now the free version of PeerGrade. I've never used it before, so I'm not sure exactly how well we're going to like it, but we're going to try it. You're going to post your paragraph for anonymous peer feedback. It'll prompt you to give peer feedback to 3 of your classmates. And then I want you to use what you noticed by reading your peers' paragraphs and giving feedback to them, and the feedback that you receive from your peers. Use both of those to revise your summary paragraph. And when you're done, submit on Google Classroom. So submit your final revised paragraph on Google Classroom here. Oops.